Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about some piercings and just give you an update on some of the things that I'm going to be doing for the next month or so. So because it's quarantine, well, it's not quarantine anymore, we're allowed to go outside and everything feels like it's gone back to normal. But basically I'm going to be using that time to fix my piercings. I've kind of let it all get out of hand and they've gotten quite bad. Most of my piercings are fine. I've just had two troublesome piercings that I haven't managed to basically fix because they've been quite angry at me. So the first one is my snug piercing. This one is very bad. So I got this pierced 3 years ago, maybe a bit more now, and it's gone between being fine for ages and being like healed and normal and then being angry and then I fix it and then everything's fine for a bit and then I bash it, it gets angry. So it's clearly not a good relationship that we have. I keep sleeping on that side as well and it's just a bit of a problem, and so it's time I need to fix it again. What I'm going to be doing is I've got several ways that I deal with them depending on how bad. At the moment I've got some, well, basically some hot water and some TCP, so I just dilute it a little bit in the TCP. No, I don't. I dilute the TCP in the water, is what I mean. Have cotton buds or these bad boys, cotton pads. These are really good for just getting in the fiddly places. You've probably seen this a million times by now if you're into piercings. So yeah, just kind of what I normally try and do is just push it out a little bit to clean that side. Try and get around all the edges. So as you can see, it's not too red because it's basically healed, but whatever happens is it just gets angry and then it flares up again. So it's a bit of a problem we have going on. But yeah, this water's actually gone cold now. Well, it's not cold, but it's not warm enough. So just kind of getting that around the area, holding it, doing that for some time. But yeah, it's definitely sore, it's definitely not happy, and it's definitely twice the size of this bad boy, which is not good. When you've used one side of your cotton bud, swap it over. You've probably seen this a million times, but I'm just giving you a brief little kind of showing. It's quite hard to do like this, if I'm honest. TCP will sting and it will smell, so make sure that there's nobody around who will get annoyed by it. That you're not sleeping in a bed with someone because it reeks. Do not spill it, it is a mess. I would normally do that for a bit longer, but I'm feeling like this isn't hot enough, which is a bit of a pain. Get a little cotton pad, dunk it in. You don't want to soak this too much, you just want to get the end. Obviously, otherwise it's all over your hand. Hold and press. So I'm just going to do that for a bit. So I've been actually prescribed some antibiotics because I'm just tired. There must be some kind of little bit of infection that I'm not getting rid of each time, and that's why it keeps like, it'll be fine for a few weeks and then it'll be not, and it's like, sometimes it's months, and then suddenly I'll sleep on it or bash it. It's like, angry. It gets bad really quick. For me, that is. It's just not good news. I'm just gonna be doing this twice a day, maybe 3 times. If I don't want to dry it out too much is the only thing, but I want to make sure that it's definitely getting more blood flow to it because that'll help. The more you can use hot water, which I'm not using right now. It was hot, I boiled the kettle, I just was faffing. But the more you can use hot water, the better. Oh god, it's dripping down my wrist. Lovely. I've used everything, so I used the chamomile tea bags or whatever it is a few years back. It was fine, I guess. I mean, I didn't really notice much of a difference, but I was doing that and saline solution, which is, you know, like, you can use that. Always be prepared to get it everywhere. Should probably have tied my hair up. Always have tissue nearby. So that is the first one, as you can see. Problematic. It's a bit red now because obviously the blood's flowing to it, and the TCP will sting, especially if it's a new piercing. I wouldn't necessarily recommend TCP for new piercings because it'll go straight in it and you're not supposed to, I think, put it in direct wounds. But yeah, you can see how this is swollen and it's swollen these bits. Not happy. Not good. We need to sort that shit out. Shouldn't be swearing. Ugh. I'm trying to not swear on this channel, even though it's a part of my vocabulary and it's like really bad. So on my next slide, I have a lovely little keloid who also keeps appearing and disappearing. This bad boy is back because it was fine. It was doing fine. And basically what happened is I got the bar changed and it was a different sized bar. It went from like a 1.6 to a 1.4, and that was a bit of a shock to the system, I think. It didn't like that. Because it was smaller, dirt probably got in it, it probably wasn't quite healed, and that was a nasty experience. But yeah, cartilage piercings are definitely the worst for this. Isn't a great situation. I can probably show you photos, I'll probably insert them somewhere, just when basically they were fine. And then they go from being fine to not fine. And I've had these for a very long time and it still happens. So I don't know if I'm just cursed and cartilage piercings like that aren't for me, but it's not nice, it's not pretty, it's not cute. I don't vibe with it. But yeah, also with these, get them in your ear if you can. That's the one thing with this one, you've got to go inside the ear. And got to do the back as well. The back isn't as bad, it's just the front on this one. And probably because of sleep, probably bash it. I'm a bit of a regular. That's probably a massive part of it. Hopefully, with the antibiotics, this will just go right down. Because I've had this before where they flare up, but this time I was like, I'm sick, I'm tired, I need doctor's help, not going through all this a million times. This one I will keep 100%, like I know it will go down, it will be fine. I have had less problems with that one. With this bad boy, no, I'll probably end up taking it out if it goes down enough. I'm just worried that my ear will be stuck in this awful, swollen way. That is my main concern. So, if you're thinking about getting a snug, I would definitely say watch all the videos out there and get yourself clued up, because I don't feel like it's worth it. Unless you've had a lot of piercings that are cartilage piercings, and you know 100% your ears aren't going to react badly, yeah, don't get it. Because that's the thing, I've had like piercings up here, I have piercings around here, you probably like can't see, I've got loads of holes. No. I've had piercings up here, you know, I've had both my traguses done, perfectly fine. I had problem with my tragus for a bit, on one side, probably because of sleep, bashing. Other than that, like really no problem whatsoever. Oh, I think I did have like a small bump at one point when I first got my scaffolding done, but that went away. So the main problems has been these two. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a long battle, I think. But I'll do some updates as we go, see how the antibiotics do. Because I haven't seen one person on here show their end result of just like how it turned out, whether they gave up, whether they kept going. Just seen befores, what people talking after. So like, it would really benefit me to know if that's gonna really mess my ear up and I'm gonna be stuck with a dodgy ear, because yeah, it's not fun.
1 week later.
So this is about a week later now. I'm just filming a few things, so I thought I'd do an update on my piercings and how they're going. I haven't managed to get my antibiotics yet through the post because I'm away from home, so my parents had to pick it up, send it to me, blah, blah, blah. So I haven't started the antibiotics yet. But I've been doing salt water, wound spray, and tea tree oil. So I'm going to show you and you can see the progress that I'm making. You probably can't tell, but I've noticed some differences. The infection from up here, I shouldn't probably touch it too much, has moved down. Yeah, you can see there, the bubble has moved down. It was up here. You can see where it's like trying to move down, and the keloid has gotten bigger. However, I'm not worried about that, because it's bigger in the sense that it looks like the infection is moving out, the hot water and the salt water will be bringing all of the bad stuff to the surface, the body will be rejecting it, the blood cells will be fighting it. I was expecting it to look a bit weird before it even gets better. On the inside, the keloid has gone right down. It's about half the size on that one, which is brilliant. And I don't think much more is really going to happen with that side until we get the antibiotics, because that, I think, will help to eradicate a lot of that infection. Already, I'm starting to see more of the shape of my ear again, which is lovely. It's not just a big lump. And this has just been a week of doing it twice a day. Once with the hot water and once with wound spray / tea tree oil. On this side, the keloid is less sore, less angry, less red. It hasn't gotten smaller yet, but I'm kind of used to that. It's not horrific. It's a lot smaller than what it was. I mean, it probably doesn't look much different, if I'm honest. But it's, you know, it's not gross. It's just kind of, it's neatening up before hopefully it gets a bit better. The bit on the back is completely fine. It's just that bit on the front. I just picked this up, hoping it's doing something. It's a wound spray by Elastoplast, and it's antiseptic cleaning. I just thought this is a good one in case it's late at night and I've forgotten, or oh, I just want to do an extra little spray, you know, just to kind of keep it clean. Like, I should probably clean it now with that side. So what I've literally been doing, just so I'm not... Yeah, I've just been trying to get it once on the inside, once on the outside. So it's nice and wet now, and I just kind of let that sit. And that is literally protects against infections, fast and colourless. And I think it said about, basically, it reduces scarring as well. That's what I wanted, is one that would reduce scarring and that would potentially help it just heal nicely, because I don't want to mess about with it too much. I'm going to try and avoid touching it, which is really hard for me. I'm a fiddler. Hopefully that'll be doing something. I mean, it's definitely worked on other piercings. I think it's just a good top up just to have around, just in case you're having a rush day, or you know, you feel a bit lazy, but you want to take care of it still. This is my bad boy tea tree oil. I actually just got this from Superdrug. There was two options, two different brands. One of them was Superdrug's own. I just thought, you know, whatever. I think it was £1 more expensive than the other one. Don't know why. So with this, I was at first putting it on cotton buds and trying to do it, and it just absorbs immediately. I'm not gonna lie. Probably the best thing to do is to wash your hands and try and just like dab it on with a bit of tissue, or dab it on with, I mean, you could use like the little cotton buds. I've wasted about half of it already because it just absorbs it, which is a little bit annoying. I found that it's actually better just to kind of get the bit, tip it on, make sure my hands and fingers are clean, and just kind of make sure it's all in there. I found the tea tree oil is actually doing the most, and I've actually like massaged basically the bit around the infection just to kind of get the blood flowing, because the reason why you get cartilage infections is not enough blood cells and everything can get there to fight it off. So I've just kind of been massaging the bit of skin up here, kind of down towards the piercing, trying to circulate things. I've been trying to avoid touching the piercing, but just kind of like the areas around it, trying to massage it, just so that it can help to fight it off. I also probably previously talked about this, it's nearly out now, but this is just TCP liquid antiseptic. Soothes pain, fights infections. Yeah, it's a bit stingy, and you definitely wouldn't want to put this on an open wound when you first get it, because it might be too strong and it might get rid of some of the good bacteria, which is not what you want. You want to have some of the good bacteria hanging around to help it clean and to just help it, you know, do its own thing, help it to heal. I would just dilute that if you do use it. Yeah, that's just how it's been going so far. I will give you some more updates soon when I get my antibiotics, see how they do. But so far, it is actually improving a bit. It's slow, it's my own fault, but we're just gonna go on this journey.